What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Smart Minds, Good Times. Today I have a very special guest, DJ Ghost. Say what's up.
Yo, what it do?
So DJ Ghost, we have a lot to talk about. You do a lot, bro.
Hey man, let's get into it.
What's it called? So originally you're from Richmond, or were you?
Nah. I actually go to school here, so I go to VCU.
Okay.
I'm from Northern Virginia.
I saw the bio 703.
Yeah.
Let me guess. Woodbridge area? Del City?
Close enough. Yeah, I grew up in Manassas Park.
Okay, now
It's right by there.
I grew up in Woodbridge. I moved here like 5 years ago.
Oh, tough. Okay.
So I also got a 703 number.
Nice. All right,
Yeah.
for sure.
Wait, what was it like growing up in Woodbridge for you? Oh, yeah, no, Northern Virginia for you.
I don't know. Like, I grew up in like a smaller part of like that area. So like all the kids, like we went to elementary school together and like knew each other from, like we were kids and we grew up and graduated together and stuff. So that was cool.
Did you live like in a nicer area, or was it like one of the like uglier sides of Manassas?
Nah, it was definitely a nicer side.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like a bad town or low income or something like that. Like the wealth was kind of distributed.
So like your family lives over there, but you just come to school down here?
Nah, they actually moved out of Manassas. Like when I graduated, they moved to like Stafford. So it's like right in between Richmond and Manassas.
Yeah. Would you like better, Northern Virginia or Richmond?
Oh, for sure, Northern Virginia.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on. I was born up there. I like Richmond a lot better.
I would say like respectfully, there's like a peak or like a max that you can do. Like, don't get it twisted. It's a great space for creativity.
Yeah.
Like I guess I can relate to that a little bit because I've like had my hands in like a lot of different stuff out here. But I will say that there is like, it's a good like beginning point, a good start to the story, or like a good way to get some background in whatever you're looking for.
Yeah, because a lot of people that like come here and like do their thing here, and like let's just say they make it bigger, they move out to Atlanta and other places to like try to get it big, right?
Yeah, I mean like if like I definitely like think that's the way to go.
Yeah.
Maybe not like to those bigger cities. Maybe like to another, not necessarily like maybe like a newer city, like something like Boston, DC. So like Manassas is like relatively close to there. 30 minutes, 45 minutes out from DC. So that's why I guess I'm just a little biased, just because like I've spent time there before I was like of age, like 21, and spent some time after, done that here too. But yeah, I don't know. I'm from there, so I guess I'm a little bit biased.
Yeah, no, I feel you. What about high school? What high school did you go to out there?
Like I said, it was like a smaller high school, Manassas Park.
Okay. Oh, that's also the name of the high school?
Yeah, like so it was like this small city right next to Manassas. And then we only like had like 100 people, 200 people graduated in my class.
Damn, that's not a whole lot.
Nah.
What's like a high school experience you had that you will never forget? It could be a fight you got into or something crazy.
Nah, I used to before I DJ'd, I used to like make music back then.
Oh yeah?
And, like I had like this little friend that he like low key still does it now, like in Cali with it and stuff, and like made like this song, and we got like 50,000 views or something, and we were like, oh, like we thought we was up.
Yeah, we at the time 50,000, 50,000.
I mean, I was in 10th grade, bro, so I was like, that's cool. Like, people knew me like from that, kind of how like got the nickname Ghost and stuff. So
is that like where you kind of like what started from everything you do? What started first? Was it DJing that started first?
Nah, I mean, I didn't get started into DJing until like about a year and a half ago.
Oh, so not too long ago.
Yeah, nah, that's something newer.
So like I know you say you're a co-owner of the Diamond Flea Market, manager at Rotate, and you DJ. So like out of the three, which one came first? The Rotate, right?
So I mean, like they're not open anymore. They're just like focused on some other stuff. But like yeah, I guess that came first in a sense. But I like just because I had been doing like buy sell trade.
Okay.
A lot longer than like DJing and event planning. So I guess like the buy sell trade stuff, focusing on that, like I guess came first.
So you still buy sell trade shoes on your own? I think it's like Ghost Kicks, right?
Yeah, Kicks from Ghost.
Kicks from Ghost. Okay. What got you like into the sneaker game?
I don't know. I just when I was a kid, like I had like these uncles and they always wearing Kicks, and then like I got into middle school, and this was when like that Nike basketball era was just
Yeah.
like popping, and I was just like, all these like flashy colors. It wasn't the fly stuff like looking back on it now, but like back then I was like, they're so cool. Like, just got into it that way around like 7th grade, and then just had like a smaller foot. So I was like, if I can get stuff for cheap, just get everything. So I like started working and just saving up to get kicks and stuff like that. So
You know, up in North Virginia, the sneaker culture is big up there.
oh yeah, for sure.
At least for Woodbridge, you know what shoes were really big? The foam posits.
Yeah,
Those foam posits, like,
they're still popular. I actually over the summer I went back home and worked at a store over there in Woodbridge.
Oh yeah,
it's called Unique Souls.
Unique Souls. Is that in Potomac Mills?
It's like it's shout out to them by the way, but they're low key by Potomac Mills, but it's like it's its own shopping center like away, but they do their thing over there, and I'll spend some time over there.
So like, how did you go in contact to like being a manager at Rotate? Did they see that you already had a bunch of sneaker experience and they reached out to you, or?
Nah, I actually, crazy story, when they had did their grand opening at that location on Broad Street, grand opening, I pulled up and I just was like, had all these clothes, because I used to like thrift.
Yeah.
Like, so I like sneakers, and then I got into like thrifting during the pandemic, because it was just a way for me to get some bread. And then like they had opened that store, and I had like, you know, pulled up, had all this stuff, and they were just like, dude, can't do this. They have like 100 people in line.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I was just like, all right, straight. So I was like, yo, do y'all need help with anything? And like low-key, I had been in the store, their old store that was on Grace, multiple times. Like they knew me. And I was just like, yo, do y'all need help with anything? And I had asked them for a job before, and they was like, to the buyer that was behind the counter, they were just like, yo, let me know how he does. So, like, literally that whole day, I just was, like, working.
You were on it, right?
Yeah, we were just on it. Because I knew about vintage, and I knew about sneakers, too, because, like I said, I had, like, prior knowledge about it. And, yeah, then I got, like, an internship. I worked for them for, like, a little bit. Then they offered me, like, a job. And then, like, over time, like, just had to make some adjustments here and there. And just kind of, like, worked my way up the ladder.
Yeah.
And then got that position as a manager.
How long do you think it took you to like work up the ladder?
I was an intern for like 6 months, and then like an employee for like maybe like 6 to 9 months.
Okay.
So it was like a year and a half.
Okay. What do you think was like the hardest part about operating as manager?
I would just say like ensuring that your team is content.
Okay.
Because it's like, if you don't, you know, you can, if you're not facilitating as a leader, your team is not gonna work. So then you find yourself doing more work. But if you make sure everyone's good and doing and get what they need, you know, it's easier for everyone to work. The job gets done easier.
That's true. Yeah. You know, I saw that like, one thing I see with like sneaker stores is like it's very easy to get scammed by fakes. Have you ever been like scammed with some fakes like that you gave cash to like a seller to?
I mean, it happens to everyone for sure. But like we've gotten to the point over there at least where we had like a good gist of like, you know, what was real and what's not. I will say that there's like a bunch of stores that aren't that knowledgeable. But just like any type of time you get something from anybody, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you just want to make sure you know who you're getting it from. Just always, like, you know, do your research in a sense.
You know, it's like running a store in Richmond, especially it's off of is it Broad Street or Main Street?
So it was on Broad.
It's on Broad. So like I'm sure like rent and everything's very expensive. Like how do you manage to stay like profitable as a business, especially selling shoes?
It's just like knowing your market, knowing what you can and can't move in the city. I mean, there was definitely times, like I said, I had left the business a little bit before they had closed. But it's just like maintaining, you know, the numbers. Like you just set up, all right, what is your cost? I really didn't have to deal with like handling the expenses just because I was like more like on the day-to-day basis stuff. Like just making sure, you know, people were there on time, organizing things, making sure everything's situated, collecting information, you know, buy sheets, stuff like that. But yeah, just making sure you're understanding how much it's going to cost you to stay afloat, and then just, all right, you break that down. You know, your expenses are what, like 5,000. I'm just speaking
Yeah.
relatively, you know, and then you just, all right, your profit for each shoe should be a certain margin, a percentage, and you break that down. So it's like, all right, I got to sell 100 pairs in this month or in this time frame so I can reach that or surpass it. But yeah.
What do you think was like the hardest part about like that most people don't really know that was like behind the scenes of being the manager?
Um, I think, yeah, like I touched on earlier, it's just like making sure like, you got to be honest, you know, and that's like, it can be, in this type of industry, it can be hard when you're working with people that like, you know, you spend a lot of time with outside of work.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just like, you have those situations where it's like, damn, I really fuck with this dude, but it's like, he needs to improve in this. And it's not like saying he's not doing his job, because, I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of stuff I can improve on. You know, you just have to have those honest conversations. But I would just say that's probably like the hardest thing about just being a manager anywhere, because you don't want to sound like a dick.
Yeah.
Like, you're not trying to be you're not trying to be an asshole. You just want to get the job done.
Yeah, and I'm sure that like everything you learned being in an authority position led you to like being able to do your other ventures and like, how to manage around other things. Mm-hmm. What about the DJing? When did you say you started a year and a half ago, right?
Yeah.
What made you want to start DJing? Was it the producing you said you did?
Nah, not even that. I just like go to these parties and just be like, music is not it. I'll just be like, what can I do to make this more fun for myself?
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right. It began with just like playing aux, or like, let me get the aux, whatever. And then it's like, I seen actually through Rotate, like a lot of people I worked with throughout years of like just business, like I'm like, oh, these people like are multifaceted individuals. Like they buy, sell, trade, or have something, and then they DJ. But like, you gotta have your own flair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, that's kind of how I was like, let me find my flair, because I know there's a lot of just like open format DJs, and it's just like there's so much more than that. Like there's like performance style, which I'm kind of like getting into now, which is cool. But yeah, like I guess that's how it all started.
How long do you think it took you for you to really get your foot in the door and start doing like events and getting booked for different like venues and stuff?
See, I mean, I would say I'm still at the like beginning. But DJing is just it's a weird business. Okay. Because it's just like it's glorified, I guess. I don't know, like you can literally just have a board and play music and think you're a DJ, you know?
Yeah.
But like even to myself, like I wouldn't say like it's not like I'm doing this every day of the week, like, or even doing that. It's just something like I guess I've intrigued like the interest within myself. Mm-hmm. But it took me a little while to kind of like understand what I want to do with the DJing. Because I want to get to the point where like I'm doing stuff that like I don't want to be playing in clubs like on a weekly basis. Like there's levels to the, I guess, the DJ game. Even like I'm so new to this. I'm speaking completely off of just things I've observed.
Yeah.
You know, but I would say that like, yeah, just like it took me like 6 months to kind of like get my foot into like actually getting a venue or getting a booking, or even like took me about a year to do a show.
Really?
Like a big show, you know.
How did that go?
It was so much fun.
Yeah?
So much fun.
Were you like nervous whether the crowd was going to feel you or not?
I would say that like not so much nervous for like how I was going to do. Because it's like we do something called back-to-back, where it's like a DJ plays with another DJ. Okay. Know, one song, then he plays another song type or whatever. But for the show we did, we opened for Shipwreck. They're like this EDM duo. They play like, I don't know, dope stuff. It's not like, EDM is just like it's a broad term. You know, there's a lot of music that falls under that. Yeah, you got I feel like people hear EDM and they're like, that just means dubstep, like the
that's like Raves, right?
Yeah, like, yeah, for sure. But like, there's so much more to it. Like, there's like dance, there's house, techno, a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, like I went to like a rave in DC and I looked around and I was like, there's more Spanish people here than any
Yeah.
other race.
Yeah.
I was like, so it's not just the white people that be at these jobs, bro. It
Yeah.
be everybody, and that's the cool thing about it. It's a cool thing about it.
Right, Raves, everybody goes off of shrooms and stuff, though.
Nah, I mean, like, bro, like, I mean, people just be drinking. And you do what you want. That's the cool thing.
Uh-huh.
You go to a rap concert and like sitting there and always thought about it. Like, I used to go to rap concerts all the time, and I would kind of leave like
Unfulfilled?
Yeah, like disappointed.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm getting pushed and shoved by a bunch of dudes, and it's like we're singing the lyrics to like some guy up there. Like,
Yeah.
I guess like I don't know, like EDM and those type of festivals are just like, man, I got all the space I want. Yeah, it can get crowded, but it's like everyone's worried and doing their own thing. Nobody's worried about like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you walk through the crowd and people, you say, excuse me, people let you walk through. You walk through a rap concert, people is pushing you, they cussing you out, saying this, that, you know, all that stuff, bro. So it's just a whole different environment. Like,
you know, when you said earlier, like you saw like there's a lot of Hispanic people out there. It's like since you're a DJ, you have to be hip with each kind of different like culture and audience you have for each like performance. You could say,
oh
right?
yeah, for sure.
Well, so do you have Hispanic background?
Yeah, I'm Hispanic.
Okay, you Hispanic. Okay, I figured. Okay, so like you hit with the reggaeton and everything, right?
Tambo, reggaeton.
Yeah.
Everything, bro.
What do you think was like the hardest like genre you had to like get hip on?
I would say it's not like a specific genre, but making the shift of like making that shift from like I used to only listen to rap music. Like I ain't even listened to EDM music until about a year ago.
Yeah.
So like I started DJing about a year and a half ago, and I was like DJing like rap music, like party music. I don't know, like it was the same thing when I left the rap concerts. I was like, yeah, people are lit, but I'm not. This isn't fun for me.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm getting paid or this and that, but it wasn't that fun. And it wasn't until I like, you know, went to these raves and started looking at these different types of music. Like I started with like rap, and then like I used to work for like the owners of Rotate. They were from Nigeria.
Okay.
So they would listen to like dance hall, Afro beats, like all that stuff, like Rema, Burna Boy, these artists, and I was just like, damn, like that melodic like beat is just so different. And that was like kind of what got me off the shift. And then I was like, well, I already know all this Hispanic music too, like Latin music. Let me throw that in there too, and then add in that at the end with like the dance, techno, all that stuff I listen to now.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you said like trying to fit the crowd. I definitely have the widespread of music now where I can do that because I do all types of events. Like I can do a performance, but I can also do a club format style night, like without a doubt.
What do you think is like the big difference between like the both? Is it like the music selection?
Oh,
or,
yeah.
Right.
Like I've done like Juan's Rooftop. I've done Cabana. I've done, at least in Richmond, like we've done D5, Backroom. We've done a bunch of stuff now. So it's like I've done private events, you know. I've done events where people were like, I'll pay you this much for an hour, you perform, and then pay you this much for just to make sure there's music playing. And I'll send them a little list that they can fill out what y'all want to hear during this hour that I'm not going to be playing. So they can put all their requests there. They can sing their hearts out during that. But when I come on, it's a show. You feel me? They get that, you know what I mean? So
like, what do you think is like your best strategy to really get a crowd going? Because you kind of set the vibe to everybody.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's just like reading the room.
Yeah?
Yeah, like every room is different too.
Like
that's how like you make it like you read the room and then you add your flair to that. You know, like for me, like I really love that Spanish music like that.
Yeah.
You want that beat bumping, you want the people dancing, like that's what music is for. You know what I mean? Like getting deeper into it, like music wasn't created like it didn't gain like, you know, association till you add words to it.
Yeah.
You know, like rap music, like what's it talk about? Drugs, money,
violence,
the same 5 things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you have this music, but you're adding those words, and that draws association to those type of thoughts, to those types of things. But like when the music is just beat, what you worried about? You just worry about dancing.
Yeah, especially with the Spanish music, like even reggaeton. They can talk about love, but it'll sound good that they don't even know what the people.
Yeah.
They don't even know what they're talking about.
People are just dancing to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's focused on the music. I guess it is a little bit different with, like, the reggaeton and the dembow, because they be talking about some crazy stuff on it. You know, but, like, at least with the, like, EDM, like, there's even, like, Spanish house music where, like, these DJs will grab, like, a little clip of, like, something popular, you know, like back in the day, or like Gasolina or something like that.
Yeah.
And they put their little twist on it, and then it takes out all the words, but it's just focused on the music again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Right? That's what, right? There's a lot of like fake DJs out there that just play a playlist and pretend like they're moving buttons around. Does that happen a lot?
I mean, I'm sure that does, but like all the people out here are either like actual DJs, or they're like one of those people that like is just learning how to do it. I don't see people playing like fake stuff. I know that's a thing though.
Yeah. You know, do you like not exactly study, but pay attention to like other DJs and their styles?
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah. What do you think makes you different?
1,000%. I would say like in the city, just like my music taste. Cause like I said, like there's some DJs that will just play like rap, or they'll just play like Spanish, or they'll just play like EDM, but like when you get that skill set where you can run through an hour and a half and play all three back to back.
Yeah.
That's where you like, the crowd is just like, damn, like this guy's just like hitting us from like, all right, like I thought I was going to get bored, but it's like, he just got the vibe, keep going, you know? It's like, I guess like being able to like diversify is just really it.
Now that's really important because it opens, I guess, like more doors to different venues. Like they say, hey, Hispanic club, American club, so and so.
Yeah.
You said you've done Cabana, Juan's, and a bunch of different venues.
Yeah.
What's been like your favorite one so far?
Favorite one?
Like it was like just that one performance. Like it's a bunch of people. The crowd was just so lit. You could feel the energy.
I would say it's always like the low key stuff, bro.
Like
it's never like the venues are like just cool because people would just come to support.
Yeah.
But it's like we did like this after party at like this fraternity. They had like hired us to come and like, you know, do a show. We did like they built like this venue in the back, like tarped it. It looked like a whole.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was dope. Like they always throw down. Shout out to them. But like they did an after party, and it's like when we do like our events and shows, it's kind of like we come like, all right, we got to bring our A game. You know what I mean? Like we got like when we brought like Shipwreck out here, we were like, we got to make sure like these guys think we're like serious, you know? Because it's like there's so many people trying to do it. If you don't take that attempt to like be serious, like people are just gonna out these kids like whatever.
Yeah. Cause at the same time, you kind of have to, even though let's say maybe you weren't exactly a professional at the time, you have to carry yourself like a professional
without a doubt
until you actually are one, right?
Yeah, because like before we did that show, we're talking about like what music we're gonna play, because you like, you know, like these famous artists, they send like you a list of songs that you can't play.
Really?
Like not the guys that we worked with, but that's an industry standard. Like you don't play lists because like you don't want, obviously you don't want to play their music, stuff they produce or the stuff they play, and then there's like sometimes where like professionals don't want you to play like popular songs because they don't want you to be the main event. You know what I'm saying? They want it to like lead up to them.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but when we did the when you was asking about like what's my favorite, like the low key stuff, because like that, like we could play whatever we want. Like doesn't matter, free reign. But yeah, like we did that one event, it got shut down. The police came at like 11, and then they were like, we need to do something after. They had everything set up for us. We just pulled up, came like 30 minutes late, and like as soon as we got there, we got to playing in that little, it was like this garage, bro, and I swear like 50 plus people like was in there, and we was just like,
oh, in the garage?
Yeah, it was rocking out.
Oh shit.
Rocking out until 2 a.m. It ended at 11, bro. We played for like 3 more hours. We just were going, and it was like a span of 3 hours and like 250 people coming in and out. Like, like people would stay for like 30 minutes, rock out with us, dip, and people would come back. You know what I'm saying? It just rocked out.
You know, what do you think has been like the biggest audience you've had?
Biggest audience?
And I know it's like kind of impossible to tell like exact number, but like estimate what you think.
We did that show at Ember. Like hardly any of my friends were able to come just because we sold tickets to U of R, and they sold 300 plus.
Damn.
So I've done shows that we sold, like for Shipwreck, we sold out. It was at Main Stage, or the new place it's called now, Rehab.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so we did the Shipwreck show there, and then, I mean, that joint sold out. I don't know how many tickets, but I swear they said it was over like 250 tickets. So
that's a lot of people, though.
Yeah, like shout out to all the people that support us, because it's like, there's not a lot of people that listen to EDM, but like we're putting our flair onto it. You know what I mean? So it's like, man, you'll hear everything in my sets.
You know, So it's like right before you actually go in, like, when you could you do you call it performing when you're a DJ? You go perform. Is it called performing too?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, so before you go perform, do you like go at home and like work on your playlist and how the transitions and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, bro. It's just like any type of skill or craft.
Yeah,
It takes time. It takes practice. It takes studying. Like that's why I like to go to shows. You know,
yeah,
like I mean, you look at my Instagram. Like I try to go to as many shows as possible because you was asking earlier, like how do you like get like do you study DJs? Oh yeah, without a doubt. Like everything. Like when I go to a show, like I'm not so focused on like anything around me, just kind of like observing like what is going on stage and like or like even if it's not a show, like I go to a bar or club, kind of just like peek over, see what the DJ's doing, listen, you know, hear this and that, cause that's definitely how like you learn, and
yeah.
I have learned. I would say like
And like you're telling me earlier, there's like an art behind it because you like you
oh
said
yeah
like even like when you're opening for like an artist, you have to like build up a vibe to like
yeah
the performer. Yeah, it's
oh, it's like all right, think about like rapping like I said earlier, you're just getting somebody to stand and just kind of like recite the lyrics. But you know,
yeah,
I'm talking about like for me, I'm to get somebody to dance. That's a real like, cause I could sit there and not move and still sing the lyrics when I'm at a rap concert.
yeah.
But if you get somebody to dance and shake and
Uh-huh.
groove and find a girl and they dancing and you know what I'm saying, like it's I guess it is an art. It is a craft. I would say so.
Yeah, because the way you have to be able to impact their emotions and like was like mentally impact them in a way. Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
harder than just physically doing
Yeah,
it.
exactly, bro. It like you we speaking out loud on it. That's like it's like I never have these opportunities to talk about it, but
Yeah.
like yeah, that's definitely what it is.
Yeah, no, because I feel you on that because it's like it's just like because I was talking to somebody. His name is DJ Angelo.
Yeah,
Uh,
actually I know of him. Yeah,
Yeah, he invited me out to go to the park.
on
Tomorrow.
Wednesdays.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Should we go?
Let's go. Yeah,
But I actually know the promoters too, so we can work something out.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm down. Like we want to pop out. We can pop out.
All right, I'm not opposed. I gotta see what I'm on tomorrow, but
Yeah.
hey man, I fuck it.
You know, it's like that's one thing I saw. Like,
I was just gonna say they actually offered me to work with them for that.
oh, that's fire.
Mhm.
It's like I think it's like on Wednesday. It's called Oasis, right?
Yeah, Oasis
Oasis.
Wednesdays.
You know, it was like I found out about you when I had Bradley on here, the manager, general
Yeah.
manager from Juan's.
Mhm.
How did that event go?
Dude, it was a good time, but it was stressful.
Yeah,
It was stressful.
what was stressful about it?
I guess this kind of moves away from the DJing stuff, but just kind of like the event coordinating
Okay.
and just like it's just like with any type of event, dealing with the people that are like not helping you, like not Bradley, but like the ownership, the leadership, like
Yeah.
dealing with the people that actually own the spot, or like the venue that you're using. That was just what was kind of stressful because it was like, yo, like when Bradley said we was gonna have 400 people there,
It was in line.
like I mean, like throughout the night, definitely we passed that, but like there got to a point where we couldn't let people in, so it was like we might not have had 400 at any given point, but there was definitely 400 people that came in and out. Cause like I stood at the door, and I would be like helping them sell the tickets. Someone would pay $40, go in for 20 minutes, and I'm still outside, and they just dip.
Damn. Hold on. Wait. So it was you had to pay for a ticket?
Yeah,
Oh shit. Okay. Damn.
yeah,
Damn.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, like I DJ'd upstairs and downstairs for that. And like, man, when I was upstairs, this shit was rocking. It was like the floor was shaking.
The rooftop, right?
Yeah.
Oh damn. I wasn't there, but that shit must have been crazy.
Oh yeah, it was definitely such a good time.
You performed back to back nights there though, right?
Nah, so I had did that Juan's event one night, and then when I had told you that fraternity had invited us to do that event, that was the next night.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I think I remember you posting a story about that.
Yeah, I mean, I always have people like help me out with graphics. Shout out to Emily, she always helps me with my graphics. But yeah, like people just do them for me, and I just kind of post where I'm gonna be at. Cause like I kind of I don't like to DJ a lot, bro. To be honest.
So you don't like to do it too frequently?
Yeah, I think that's where you lose your value. Cause it's like it's a brand thing, bro. Like
yeah,
you could be the best DJ in the world, or you could have the biggest brand in the world. But if you don't have both, like it's kind of like you're not gonna be like. I'm not saying you won't be or can't be successful, but it's like if you establish yourself as an individual,
yeah.
and you add that DJ stuff to you, that's where you can like succeed.
Yeah, that gets me thinking because you're right about that. Because I guess if like let's say DJ Ghost is performing
Every Wednesday.
5 times a week, or
Yeah, exactly.
something like that, 4 times a week. Oh, well, we can see DJ Ghost whenever.
Exactly, bro.
That makes sense. No, I get you.
1000%.
But like, what is like your target to like? How frequently do you really think you should be doing it right now to really move towards and scale up?
I would say that there's not a number to that. And I would say that I've been able to find success by just evaluating every opportunity that comes to me and making that decision then. Like, never, like, fully, I guess, committing, like, to longevity. Because, like, man, every week something's popping up for me.
Yeah.
And it's not even just about DJing. It's just, like, I got so much going on. It's like, all right, like, my boy hit me for trying to do some events this upcoming month and was like, yo, got a crazy opportunity for you to do New Year's Eve in Richmond. And I was just like, love you to death, but I just, like, honestly don't think that's going to be the best move for me. And it's just business, bro. Like, it's like, I'm about to do an event the 29th in D.C. at, like, 12 after 12. Like, and we're going to plan that joint to be packed out. Yeah. I'm not going to stress myself about coming back to Richmond on the 31st for, like, something that I'm not even thinking I'm going to feel out the most,
Yeah.
So it really is, like, there's no specific number. And, like, I would say that anybody aspiring to be a DJ, because, like I said, I'm still very new to this, talking off just personal experience, that, like, there is no number of gigs that is going to make you or break you and make you successful.
Would you say it's just probably more of a quality over quantity type thing, right?
1,000,000%.
Because I feel like even if, let's just say if you do perform very frequently, but it's all at big venues,
yeah,
then that makes you look good. But if it's like you do it frequently at smaller venues, then I guess that's where it like washes out, I guess, your name.
And I would say that's like, that was what we were talking, when you were asking me about, like, what do I like more, Nova or like in that DC area or Richmond? Because it's like, to be honest, bro, the nightlife over here is not really anything. Like, I actually, like, spent some time with, like, being on a promoting team in DC. Shout out to Team Sicario, they doing their thing over there. They have stuff going on, and it's like, I promise you, I have so much more fun over there, like, in the summertime. Just because, like, nightlife over here is just kind of like, it's like socializing. It's not really like partying or clubbing. It's just kind of like go out with the friends, bar hop, because the bars aren't even all that.
Yeah.
I would say, like, when you go to VCU, man, like, none of the bars are fun. Like, I had the most fun at Trophy. What I'm saying? It's like, that's where I had the most fun. Yeah. Like, but, like, no disrespect to Trophy, but it's like all the clubs in DC is on, like, 10 times that. It's the same type of vibe, though. Like, Spanish music only. Like, it's like, I know the DJs over there, so it's like they're, like, doing their thing and stuff like that. So it's, like, a lot more fun over there. But the opportunities are just bigger, so.
Yeah. How do you think you really got to, like, making those connections, like, around Virginia, you could say, like?
I would say just through, like, business and, man, above everything else, just being a good person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, never really, like, there's no point to start drama, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause issues, talk about people. It's like, I would just say I've had the most success by just being genuine and just being a kind person.
And just being yourself, right?
Yeah, I put myself in positions where people have that opportunity to meet me and gain that, relationship, whether that be at a store, at my events, or at my DJing opportunities and stuff. But it's like, yeah, I would just say that's kind of like how I've been able to just having those conversations,
Yeah, that makes sense. And it, like, makes you look good, too, because, like, it's not like, oh, he's just a DJ, or I can only talk to him at a party, like a club.
Yeah.
He's not Hollywood, but, like, if you make actual relationships, that goes a lot farther.
Oh, that's, like, how I have, like, people that support my, like, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? I have, like, a group of friends that will support my flea market. I have a group of friends that buy sneakers off of me on a weekly basis. I have friends that come to every single one of my DJ gigs. So, like, shout out to all of them. But it was through making those friendships, those genuine connections with people that, like, you are able to build that fan base. Because everyone's like, how do you get to the top? It's like, you can't do that by yourself. And I'm not saying you need a team, but if you have people that support you to get there, you're going to be successful 1,000%.
And you have a team around you, right?
I have the cool thing is like with myself, I have so many teams around me. So it's like I have like, you know, people that I worked with in the sneaker business, the flea market. Same thing with DJing. Even like now, like I manage a couple of DJs that like, you know, I met and like we met and became friends, and you know, they need help with like specific things like marketing, booking, strategizing, things like that. And I've been able to kind of like give them some guidance like through the business I've learned and how to negotiate with people.
Yeah.
So that's cool too.
Yeah, because I like you have is it Ghost and Friends, I think? Or,
Yeah, Ghost and Friends. So that's like the managing of DJs and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like how do you go about like what would you say, recruiting? Is that the right word you could probably say?
I guess like finding talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, but like it's like okay, like they got it. You could tell somebody has it and they don't.
I won't say that.
Okay.
I won't say that because that's unfair to everyone that is trying to do it, because everyone learns at a different pace, and I'm not saying you won't get it, but it's just people that like I've seen more like dedicated some time and effort into it above the, you know, actually being good, because it's like it's something like playing an instrument. Like you can still learn how to do it. You might not be the best, but you can still make your buck when you can, you know. It's like giving them that opportunity to learn how to venture in that sense. But yeah, it's not about if picking and choosing. Oh, I picked these DJs because they got it. Nah. It's honestly the people that like I've been around that like either started around when I did or started like embracing it because they just saw an opportunity or something they loved. You know, these are the homies. These are the people that were close by that I was just like, I do see potential. You know, it's like it's not that they got it or they don't, because everyone will get it. You know what I mean? Like you have to be like, for DJing, you have to be really bad, I guess, to not get good.
You have to be okay.
You know what I mean? Like you it's like even just like simple stuff. Like if you like practice a little bit, you'll get the gist of how to do it in a sense. You won't be, you know, professional in any sense, but you do get it.
What was probably like the hardest part that took you to pick up on, like I guess like technical wise? Like I'm not sure what the board you guys had back there's called, but like back there behind like the board was like the hardest part about that side of it.
I mean, for myself, it's still like learning how to like transition from stuff. It's like, because that's what makes you a DJ.
Yeah.
You know, if you're just like playing the next song, it's not really. You want to like build up the beat. You know what I'm saying? You want to use effects. You want it to. Because people are like people know, like might know these songs already. So how are you going to make it yours?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like these songs, like it's not like all the time, like I'm not producing anything. So all the music I use isn't mine. Like it's somebody else's that's already made it. But how can I add my flair to it? I guess that's like the most, like, I guess technical thing learning. Like you're just learning how to actually do it too. Because it's not something simple. But yeah.
I guess you pick up on vibes and like how they reacted this time and how you can make it react a different way.
For sure.
That makes sense. You know, one thing I see like on TikTok is like they'll do like transitions like from a Metro Boomin song to like a country. I don't know, something crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's like, do you have like your own unique like favorite transition from this song to this song, and it just surprisingly works?
Nah, nothing specific.
No? Nah, okay.
Nothing specific. Yeah, no. I mean, I have like songs that I really like that people know I like to play, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, he's playing."
What's your favorite song to play at the club? Like, let's just say, 'cause I know it depends on the venue you're at, but like, in general, what's like your favorite song to play that really gets people going?
Like when I start a set, like literally anywhere I start a set and I start playing at Alpha, like people go crazy. Bro.
Yeah.
I even it doesn't matter like what the venue is. Like I swear, like it's like because like when we do these events and stuff, we set it up so it's like one of my DJs, DJ Mar, he'll bring like a light, like not like a performance vibe, but more like a club kind of like give the people what they want to hear before like you get to play whatever you want. You know, like he'll play like rap, you know, throwbacks, stuff that he got his bag. You know what I'm saying? You know, his DJ bag, like. It's kind of like his persona, you know, his music taste. And that's cool because, like, then I come on and it's like, all right, we just gave him, like, an hour of rap or whatever. Let's give him something to dance to. And it's like you hit him with that right off rip. And then, like, right after that, I'll normally hit him with something that I like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love the DJs like Don Dalla, John Summit, Clooney, Mal P, Chris Lake. Those are like if you start coming to like stuff I play at, you'll start hearing these artists, and it's like they match low key really well with how that dembo reggaeton sound, and like a lot of DJs or like producers now even like literally rip those Spanish songs and make their own versions into these versions that I like to throw into my stuff. So that's cool.
It's like, I guess like what's something that most people don't really know about. It could be on any aspect of the DJ thing. It could be a technical side. It could be like a social side, like the vibe. Like what's something that most people don't really know that you kind of like want to explain?
The reason why like requests aren't like we take requests, but it's just like when we have stuff set up, it's like, sorry, you're not getting that request.
It messes up your art and your vibe, right?
Not really. Like it's like, all right, if I had a ability to like have like all these songs like uploaded that are getting requests, and it's like if these fit where I'm at with what I'm working on, for sure, run that. But it's like until they get that, I'm like I'm working over here. Like it's like I know if you're in the party life, especially down Richmond, drunk people everywhere and everything. What's like the craziest thing you've seen like in a crowd happen? Where I've seen people like at like a club or like
anywhere.
I've seen crazy things.
What some of like the most memorable ones?
Can't talk about them.
You can't talk about. Okay.
I'm teasing.
Okay.
I mean, bro, I've been to Raves, so I've seen some crazy stuff. Because it's like I told you, bro, it's a very free space. Yeah. So it's like sometimes you don't want to look around. It's like all right, y'all doing your thing over there. But at the clubs, just people get ridiculously drunk. Yeah. Like I've seen somebody like low-key like was dancing so hard, and like low-key like threw up in his shirt. That was wild. I was like, damn. I was like, I can't even do anything about it. I'm playing right now. That was wild.
Like, what about fights and stuff like that? Happens a lot?
I mean, like, when I be playing, like, people don't be out of pocket.
Oh, shit, that's good. You keep the vibe good there.
Yeah, bro. People are worried about dancing. That's the cool thing about the music I play, because, like, no one's talking about shooting shit or fighting shit or bagging this shorty. Like, you know what I'm saying? No one's pointing guns in the air. Like, nah. It's like people are just throwing ass. Like, it's like, let's get it. You know what I mean? So, it's cool.
What's it called? I see with Halloween, you post a picture of, like, two baddies, like, right here. How often do you... I'm sure every time you, like, do an event, you always leave with a baddie or two. Tell me that.
Nah, I don't.
Don't?
I don't. Not fronting. Those are my friends, bro. We just coordinated We coordinated the outfit. You know what I'm saying? Those are my homies. Those are, like, some of the people that always come to all my shows. It's like, those are people that I, like, confide in, you know. It wasn't like that. It was just funny.
Yeah.
People was eating that up, so... Yeah, but, like, half the time after I leave a gig, bro, I want to go home and sleep.
It be late as fuck, too, right?
I mean, bro, and I be doing, like... I have an internship, so it's like I wake up at, like, 7:30 every morning.
Is that for... you're telling me about college?
Yeah, so going to VCU, special education major... My last semester at VCU, I graduated like in a month, and we have to do an internship at a elementary school, and I did that at Oak Grove, Bellamy.
Oak Grove, Bellamy.
It's an elementary school, like low key close to here.
Okay, I have heard of Bellamy. I think I have heard of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do you balance like college, your internship, DJing, and like all your ventures? How do you balance that? How do you do you have like a set schedule or you just kind of like go with the flow?
Like kinda. Nothing like where I had like people always ask me like, oh, like do you have like a calendar or things like that? Like no, but yes, like every morning like I'll wake up, like not write anything down, but it's like, all right, what do I gotta get done today?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I know my responsibility. It's like, all right, today I got my internship, that's school. Without it, that comes first. School first. I've had like dean's list since I've been in school. Like maybe one semester. My first semester I didn't, but like ever since then, like I've always excelled at school. So it's like, having that, mindset of like having a schedule and stuff. That's definitely where I got it. But I'll break it down. Like I said, internship. Then I'll do at my internship. It's a lot of free time.
Okay.
So when I'm not working with the students, it's like, all right, what can I get done? So I got classwork. I'll do that then. And then I'll run through my businesses or whatever I got to get done. Let me check the flea market DMs.
Yeah.
Let me post this on Ghost and Friends. Let me make sure my kicks are updated. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, all right, now I just got all that done. If you just sit there and just waiting for everything to pile up on you, you're just gonna drive yourself insane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, you gotta be organized. I got that from my mother and my dad, so it's like, without a doubt, staying organized.
I guess you have to try to stay organized with something that can't really be organized, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense because like so much piled up, I guess.
Yeah.
Damn, yeah, no, that's crazy. But like, like I know a lot of people major in different things or like very generic, like oceanology or shit like that. But like, what really made you want to like selectively go for like special education?
So, I had an opportunity in high school to like student teach with a special ed class. And just like I gained just so much compassion for trying to give back to people. My grandma was a teacher as well.
Okay.
And she passed away about 1.5 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry for the loss.
It's all good. She's looking out for me. So.
Yeah, always.
And she's making sure I'm getting through school. So it's like, I know she's up there. She's about to be happy when I walk across that stage. Yeah. But yeah, I just like was like, damn, like I walked in the classroom and every day like the students like looked at me like I was helping them, you know what I mean? And it just always made like me feel some type of way, and I was like, man, if I do anything in life, I would do that. I would give back to the people that it's like I've worked at a bunch of schools now. So it's like, dude, there are some kids that need good teachers. There's kids that are, I wouldn't say suffering, or maybe that's the perfect word to use, but like suffering and where they're at. And it takes individuals like ourselves, myself being a male, myself being a Latino. Like I worked at a school and it was like, man, before I walked into that classroom, like no one spoke Spanish, so all those kids were just like looking around like, what is going on?
Oh, you trying to teach them?
I mean, like I'm saying, like before I came into that classroom, like it's just those kids were just like. I remember I actually worked on the first day of school, and like there would be Spanish parents like coming in, like coming up to this teacher and trying to like communicate, and it's like she didn't even know where to start. And then that's where I stepped in, and I was just like, in Spanish, I was just like, I can help, so like start getting into it, and then she was like, oh, and then it helped them out. But it's like, yeah, it takes like people like ourselves, or that are willing to dedicate their time to those people that need it.
Yeah, especially it's almost like how you were saying, like what separates a DJ from a good DJ from a bad DJ. Same with teachers. I think it's like I guess a teacher could be somebody just teach a curriculum, but I guess it's different when you're like a good teacher, where you try to impact them emotionally, try to leave a remark. Because I know even when you're a kid, when I was a kid, there's always that one teacher that really impacted me outside of a curriculum.
Oh yeah, and I had that teacher, and that's what gave me that first glimpse of what I wanted to do. Because like I mean like Miss Weber, she in 7th grade, she just like was just a very honest and kind of like free-spirited individual, and then kind of like she moved away from that, like teaching the curriculum by the book. She wasn't a teacher, she was an educator. Yeah. And that's what you should be serving as that role. You want to educate these kids. You don't just want to teach them something. You want to teach them about life. You want to teach them about, and that's the thing about special education. Like I want to work with high school students. Like right now I'm at Armstrong High School.
Okay.
And there's just like all these kids are like in the position of transitioning out of school, so it's like helping them. All right, what do you want to do, bud? You know what I mean?
Get them thinking, right?
What you want to do after this? Like, there's a real life. You can't just sit in the house. You know what I mean? And it's cool because I'm getting that experience of like going to jobs with them. Like we go to the VA hospital yesterday or the other day, and I sat there and I was just like, all right, this is what you're gonna be doing. You know what I'm saying? You gotta work. You gotta work toward. You get a meal voucher. You know what I'm saying? So if we get this done, you guys get free food. Tough. You could have got lunch like from the school, but it's like they got like whatever catered food. It was tough. It's like they're working towards something.
Yeah.
Helping them. It's like, all right, think about those kids. If there weren't special ed teachers, who's going to do that for them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like there's parents that don't even have the time. Like a lot of these students are like, from like migrants coming from different countries. Like from my high school, that like when I first, that's where I was seeing that a lot. I had seen people just migrate to this country and they're, have severe autism and their moms don't even know what that is or like what's going on. But yeah,
It's like that's good that because it takes a very like genuine person with like good intentions and like I guess also a little bit of patience that maybe
for sure
some teachers won't have or even parents won't have sometimes. So like it's like you truly do love that and it's like you're really gonna leave an impact on them for like what do they call you as teacher,
Mr. Escobar.
Mr. Escobar. Okay, I'm sure they'll grow up and be like Mr. Escobar. Oh yeah, I remember he taught me this, or he took me to like you said, like the hospital, or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
That shit sticks with them.
Yeah, man. It takes one person to make a difference in anyone's life.
Yeah, it's like I picked up on that a long time ago because I think everybody went through that like immature mindset where like you just maybe say something mean to somebody or you don't. You never really know what people are going through.
Yeah, man.
All it takes is that one little thing. Yeah. Like I might say something to this person, I'll forget about it in 5 seconds. It might stick with them for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, I learned that for sure because like I worked with kindergarten students. Yeah. That's where you see it above everything else. It's like, dude, when these kids are like pure innocence, that's where you really see that. And like I was working with students that had like some anger issues, bro. Yeah. Like 5-year-old and started cussing me out like on some motherfucking bitch. Yeah. I was like, whoa, where'd you come? Where'd that come from?
And like, that's almost like a scary thing because that's only gonna keep growing and nobody really tries to help because like let's just say he's older, those anger issues could turn into like maybe an assault charge or even worse.
Well, I mean, like that's where the student was going. Like it got to the point where he was like starting to like tweak out students, and pull hair and punch, and it was like, all right, now we gotta really like, all right, what's going on here? Because if you don't nip that in the bud now, like you said, it just grows as age. But yeah, like the patience stuff, I still love that kid to death, man. I don't work with him anymore, but
would you say like he's one of the more like memorable students? Like what's been like
for sure.
What's been like
he was above it. Man, we could probably sit here and have our own podcast about that kid. Still love him to death. Yeah. Still love him. I still love him. I can't say his name, but I still love him. Yeah. He's a kindergarten, bro. He's a baby.
So he's still kindergarten.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He's a baby.
What's like? Let's just say like from all the kids you work with, what's like the most like you can say heartwarming or most memorable like experience you've had so far? If you feel comfortable sharing.
Yeah, I would say in high school, I just had so many beautiful moments with the kids I worked with over there. Man, they just fully embraced me. Like it got me into this. I remember I had the opportunity to take like one of them to homecoming.
Oh yeah.
I went to. Me and a friend of mine at the time, we had took him to homecoming. It was okay, my ex-girlfriend, but I just don't say that. But anyway, me and my friend, we took one of our students to homecoming. And, we went out to dinner with him before, and like it was like one of those moments that I was like, I just want to make somebody's day. Shorty was down for it. I was like, let's just make this kid's whole year because he didn't go to the dance ever. Like, it was like, let's just do this for him.
Probably even more than a year because he'll be able to grow up and be like, yo, for my prom, I was able to take this like girl and so.
Yeah. We all went together. He ain't take my girl though. Nah, I'll tease it. But and it was cool because like he loved wrestling. He like loved wrestling, and I am one of those. Like I love wrestling.
Oh yeah,
like, WWE, all that shit. Yeah, I'm a nerd for sure.
You like wrestling more or like MMA? Because I like UFC a lot.
I mean, like, yeah, that's lit. Oh, it's like
almost wrestling in a way too.
No. It's not because wrestling's fake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No. But I mean, like, I just like that little story.
Yeah.
I'm a character, bro. So it's like I love that shit. It's like MMA is just raw. It's like they're actually whooping ass. But like with WWE, it's just like scripted. It's like they already know what's gonna happen. You're just like, fuck.
Like a build up to it, right?
Yeah, I love the build up, bro. I'm a DJ. I love the build up.
I feel it. Yo, one thing like I noticed that you really it sounds like you have a passion for DJing and a passion for working with kids.
Yeah.
And let's say if there was ever like a perfect moment where like let's say you were offered a really good job where a good position where you could really help kids, like maybe work with kids or as full time, you could say, and you were offered or you're in a position where you could really be a DJ full time, and let's just say there's a moment you have to decide between either or, what do you think would like really come down at that moment?
It's crazy you ask this because I feel like I'm getting to that point of life where I'm actually about to have to make that decision.
Yeah,
and it's ironic. My mom would probably be eating up this conversation because I'm about to have the same conversation with her probably soon.
Yeah.
So when she watches this, Mom, I love you to death.
Shout out, mom, Ghost Mom.
Yeah, shout out to her for sure. But as I would say to her or whoever, if I were to pick right now, if I had the opportunity to just stop everything what I was doing or make that choice, I would say right now I would pick the DJing stuff.
Okay.
And I would say, not Mom, don't worry, I'm not picking that when we have this discussion. He's giving me the choice right now. It's just talking, okay? But yeah, no, I would pick that because I feel like I'm still so young, and I feel like as a teacher, I would be doing a disservice by not giving them more of experience. Yeah. Because like I'm 22, I work at a high school now. And I feel like these kids look at me and they could whoop my ass. Like they're like who's this punk in khaki pants like coming to school? Because I walk in the same door as them every day. I'm not tall, you know what I'm saying? Half the time I'm wearing a mask or like have a hoodie on, like can't really signify I'm a teacher. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I want to work with high school kids. Now my special ed kids, they think I'm a teacher. But it's like walking around that building all day. Not to say that I can't establish or have the respect or dominance that a teacher should have, but I would just I feel like when I come to teaching at that time, I would want to bring more to the table to give them and teach them more about life itself. Yeah. I'm still a kid. You know what I mean? I'm not a kid. I'm 22. Yeah. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like I want to enjoy and embrace life a little bit, not any wild way, but just like on my personal endeavors, like, man, if like my favorite DJ Dom Dollar was like, yo, do you want to come on tour with me and travel the world? And just yes. And my mom would not be I don't think she would be upset because she knows I love that motherfucker. So it's like she's you know, but I would pick the DJing stuff just because it's like, because then when all said and done, say my hands break and I can't ever DJ again, I can still go and teach and I can tell them about everything I did when I traveled the world and did it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I mean, I would say, like, even if if you asked me the same question about the flea market, if you could travel the whole United States and do a flea market everywhere, I would definitely do that. You know, same thing with the store. If you gave me that option, I would have said that too. Would you open a store before becoming a teacher? 1,000%.
I was about to touch base on that.
Yeah.
Well, another question I have is like, well, actually, it's more of a comment, but how you saying earlier, like, since you're 22 and these kids look at you like, the high school kids look at you almost like not exactly a teacher authority, you could say. Mm-hmm. But it's like, it makes sense because, like, if I was a high school kid and you were my teacher, it would be like, instead of you being, let's just say, I guess you would be wiser, but it'd be more like we can relate more than you be able to teach me type
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah, for sure. We relate more than I would be like a superior. Not saying a teacher's above a student, not in any sense at all, but it's like, that's just plain how it is.
But, you know, that's also not a bad thing, though, because I had somebody on here. I don't know if you know his name is Like a Rock or Coach Rock. Mm-hmm. He works with kids a lot. You know who I'm talking about?
I was peeping some of the stuff. I've seen some, like, bro, like, it was crazy because I, like, kick it with Chop, Sambo. Like, bro, I know all them from the store. Spent so much time, had so many fun times with them. Like, it's crazy seeing all them. But the coach, I was peeping, he works with students, right? Yeah.
And so when I had him on here, he was talking a lot about that too. We spent a good time talking about that. Mm-hmm. What they said when he was in that like mentoring position, and he was working with kids that were like you could say high school kids like that were older. He wasn't exactly too old either. So he was able to relate with them and stuff and like kind of guide them. But it's like sometimes it is better to be more in a relating thing because they can connect with you more instead of feeling like told what to do in a way.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Like, I'm not saying that I would wait like a long time. Yeah. But it's like still like I'm only 4 years from them. Yeah. It's like that's literally the difference between a high school freshman and a high school senior. Yeah. You know, all I had in between is just college. You know, it's like you weren't really. I'm not really bringing anything more. Like, I mean, for some people, that's I'm sure it works. Like, or has that. But like for myself, that's what I want to gain out of it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this is the one I want to touch base on too, the Diamond Flea Market. Mm-hmm. So you say you're a co-owner, right?
Yes.
How many? What's like the team behind that? Because I think it was like a rotate and I have it right here. The spot collab, right?
Yeah. So I am like basically there were two businesses that were all kind of like, they were the owners of Rotate. They also owned the spot.
Okay.
And then there was people that also owned the spot that didn't touch Rotate. You know what I mean? It's just like different hands that are in different entities. And basically, like, when I was working at Rotate, some of us from Rotate, some of us from the spot, like, came together and we put together the diamond. So the team is like 5 co-owners. And then we have a couple people that work on staff that, but aside from everything, we do everything for that.
How long ago did you guys start it?
So we just finished our 3rd season, so 3rd year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, how's it been from the beginning? Like, how did the very beginning look like?
I mean, there's been growth. I mean, as anything, I wasn't an owner until last season.
Okay.
So there were like previous owners, just business stuff, people coming in and out. I had the opportunity to become one, and ever since then, I just feel like I've been able to help draw in like to the VCU crowd. Because I'm the only. I mean, there's another one that just became a student again, but aside from that, like before that, I was like the only one. So getting people from out there into it, yeah.
Being able to have like all the connections you have, like let's say in the DJ world, party life world, college world. I guess that's a good thing too. Like, because you get to bring people out. Like, somebody met at the club or something, and like, we do this. I'm like, oh damn, I didn't know. Let me go check
definitely.
it out. But it's like, right, the Diamond Flea Market is really just a space where people can come, like, sell, promote their brand, like, get in touch with other people, right?
Yeah, any small business that is out there that wants to work, collaborate, we're done with this season, but yeah, that's the whole idea. It's to give entrepreneurs and small businesses an opportunity to grow and succeed in a thriving setting. We bring food trucks, we market the event heavy with Instagram tools and physical flyers. We bring in DJs. We have a stage. You have an opportunity to give out free. Like if you have a brand and you want to give out some free T-shirts, cool. We can collect those. We can distribute those to the DJ, so your brand's getting marketed.
Yeah.
We offer student discount. We work with big sponsors now: Red Bull, Topo Chico, Dominion Energy. We had Virginia Credit Union, and RPS too, Richmond Public Schools. So we definitely have like some bigger entities working with us as well.
This is just out of curiosity. Is it a non-profit thing, or is it something that is also like you could say like a business side?
So when you develop those businesses, you want to separate. I mean, we have a non-profit associated with the Diamond. So that works. It's just completely separate. It's not a non-profit business. We do make money off of it, but it's like it's still being recycled into the business that we're like helping. It just grows.
I had somebody on here, one of probably like my 7th episode. His name, I don't know, you may know him or not. His name is Corey. He was out there at the Diamond Flea Market. He has his brand called Keep Quiet.
Keep Quiet. I mean, I'm sure I've definitely seen or know him by face, but I just have worked with so many brands. But yeah,
he told me he was out there. I think not the last one y'all just did. I think the one before that. I think he told me like it started raining. It got rained down, I think.
Hey man, that's just an unfortunate ordeal that happens.
Yeah,
it's just like, but I mean, the last 2 we had beautiful weather, so they were dope.
Yeah, and he was telling me like I think he even said that you guys gave him the opportunity to be in there for free because he was so young that like they really like they gave him an opportunity.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Then I remember we're trying to just serve our community the best way we can. By just putting together this event. Like I said, we had RPS out there that had the CTE technical center. They had like parents dropping off their kids and they were helping and they were raising money and stuff. So hey man, like to every young hustler or old hustler, man, like I've seen vendors from 12 years old to 80 years old out there selling their goods.
Corey, the one I tell you about, he's 14 and he's like probably the best young hustler I know. Like all props to him.
Yes. Like I said, like that's just like our goal. We're trying to. We had like this kid, Kai. He was like really young, like definitely younger than 14. He was selling popcorn. He was rocking out there. Yeah.
It's such a cool thing, like seeing all these like motivated, hustling young kids.
For sure. It makes me want to work even more.
Yeah, because like if you think about it, they're really in the perfect time to really start and gain knowledge.
For sure. Like if I like was doing what I was doing at 12 years old, probably would have a lot of money by now.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But
For
it's
sure.
like, yeah, it's like it's crazy. Like I'm sure out of everybody you've met out there, do you attend all of them?
Yeah, I mean, like I'm there before even it sets up until we're
What's
clean up.
Yeah, I guess because you like one of the owners, you gotta really be managing, make sure everything's right, right? What's some of like the most memorable maybe vendors or people you've met out there?
I would just say, like the relationship. Like I was able, like I said, I don't work for the old business I work for, but like I had the opportunity to build a relationship with the guys that are taking over that spot. So we're actually going to be opening a store um, at the same location that rotate with new owners. The guys at Locker Room at Virginia Beach, they're actually coming out here in Norfolk, and they're going to be opening a store over here, and I'm going to be working there. So
Is
I
that,
would say, like, my bad. What were you
no,
gonna
no,
say?
no, no. I was just asking, is that also a shoe store?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
okay,
gonna be a
okay.
buy sell trade. So another one coming to Richmond. I'll be there. They got a great team coming along, and I'm just gonna be bringing that energy.
Yeah, it's like coming back to a little bit about the Diamond Flea Market. What is like the hardest part about organizing the event?
Yeah, I would say it's just like working with a bunch of busy people. Is
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, the Diamond is like it's not like any of ours like main like thing. We got so much stuff going on, our own businesses and stuff like that. It's just like, we get the job done, but it's definitely hard to like manage working with like a bunch of people. So I'm the youngest one, I'm like 22, and they're all like mid 20s, later 20s, like grown men. Like it's just stuff. So it's like I just got a lot more free time. So it's like I just gotta understand that.
Talk about that. You said you were the youngest one. What like were you always hustling as a kid? You could say.
Yeah, and I told you I got my mind from my mom, but I got my mindset from my dad.
That's
1,000%.
I'm the same way. I've said
Yeah.
that before. It's like I feel you on that.
Mom's mind, dad's mindset.
I guess is it like his work ethic?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
1,000%. Man's like works and will work his ass off to the day he dies.
Since you told me you have Hispanic background, this is just like a personal question. It won't even have to be in the video. But are you first generation?
Yeah.
Where are your parents from?
My dad's from El Salvador. My
Okay.
mom's half white, half Guatemalan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, did they come here like as migrants? You could say.
Yeah, my dad did my mom was born here, but my dad came when he was a teenager.
Okay. I want to get your thoughts on something. Like I said, this could be in the video or not. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay. But it's like, how do you feel about like other, let's just say, first generation kids that like, or just teenagers, adults that come here with their parents give them all the opportunity in the world for them to strive, and they throw in the trash or get into the streets, get into drugs, and just throw it all away? Does that like piss you off? Because I feel like it pisses me off in a way.
It does, but then it's like, I mean, man, people are gonna make the decisions they want to make.
Yeah.
It's like I remember, like, I mean, I guess I can relate because a lot of the kids like I went to high school with, or maybe not went to high school with, but knew in high school because we had like a bunch around us. A lot of them kids didn't go to college. A lot of them are still doing like kind of like the same stuff they were doing back in the day. I mean, I'm sure they got their own motion and stuff, but like there are those kids that fell down the wrong path, and it's like, damn, that is unfortunate. I won't say it doesn't make me mad. It kind of just makes me upset.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, damn, like speaking like on that, it's like, oh yeah, your parents made all those sacrifices, and it's just like kind of upsetting.
Some
But it's
people
like,
don't appreciate it.
yeah, nah,
They might know what they did, but they don't appreciate it.
yeah, nah, for sure.
How I see it, and I'm sure you see it the same way because what you're doing, I'm sure it's the same mentality. But like, if they came here, if let's just say your dad came here against all odds, and he was able to make it happen, you should be able to do it just as good and if not better.
Oh yeah.
It's like I don't know. I just feel like that's one thing
Not. I will say that not everyone is dealt the same hand. In life.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like everyone is dealt with specific circumstances that might make or break those things. But it's like for myself, I wasn't, so why would I try to like give him any of that? Like, I don't want him to feel some type of way that he made all those sacrifices just for me to like piss off or do do stuff that he wouldn't be proud of.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Coming back to that new store that you were talking about, is that also gonna be like you're gonna be like a manager up there, or?
I don't know the specifics. I know I am in a position where like after I graduate, I'm not sure what I'm gonna be doing entirely because I still have a lease over here in Richmond. But I will be helping them in that beginning stage of like getting it started, just because like I know that specific location really
Yeah.
well. And it just so
It just makes sense, right?
yeah.
You know, it's like, what's like a big piece of advice you would have for like other entrepreneurs? Maybe that people are, someone that's doing a variety of different things and pursuing different things.
Stay organized and stay true to yourself, because you can get quickly sucked into trying to just fit the script or fit the whatever you're trying to do, you know. But if you stick to what you know and what you feel comfortable with, I feel like that's how I found success, and that's how a lot of people do. Like, don't try to fit anyone's mold. There is no mold. You create your own mold and go from there.
That's how like success starts, because
Yeah.
you can't find success by joining a crowd. You have to become the crowd in a way.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be a leader, I guess.
And make your own crowd.
Yeah.
That's definitely what I do. Because, like, with the DJing shit, like, I have people messaging me, like, yo, I didn't listen to that type of music before I heard you DJ, but you got me into it. And it's like, oh, damn, I'm actually doing something that people are starting to, like, take notice of, you know? So I would say, like, it always takes that little stepping out your comfort zone to find your comfort zone.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel you.
Mm-hmm.
And I brought that up, like, in that, like, the crowd example, because that's how we started this. We thought about it, like, instead of joining the crowd, hanging around all the time, why don't we make this a spot where people want to come, man, have a good time and talk here? So I definitely relate on that. But what's, like, the biggest lesson you've learned in your life? And it doesn't have to be anything, like, with entrepreneur side, just, like, in general.
We touched on it earlier, but I think you find the biggest joy and even success in life by just being a genuine person.
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel like every opportunity I've had, it might not be because I'm so nice, but that, or, like, because I'm so, like, I feel like I'm a good person or a genuine person, but because I was that, it gave me that opportunity above, like, other people. Like, they could have picked someone else to do this. Yeah. But, like, my genuineness or, like, my hospitality was what put me in a position to get that.
It's like one of those things, like, you who you are is something like money can't buy, or like can't be replicated, I guess, right?
Yeah, 1,000%. And
I feel like I feel like people that are in a successful position, they're also like, they're a unique person, they're also genuine, so they're able to like see it when someone like you comes along, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Like, this is like a last DJ question, but if you could DJ, out of curiosity, if you could DJ at any location in the world, you could even dumb it down to like an actual spot too.
Yeah.
Where would it be?
If I'm picking a club, probably Club Space in Miami.
Club Space in Miami. Okay. Yeah.
And then if I'm picking a festival, which I will do one day. I don't know when, but it'll happen.
Yeah.
At a festival, I would love to play at any EDC.
Okay.
That's like one of the biggest events they throw in the whole community. They have one in Vegas. They have one in I went to the one in Florida, Orlando last year. So much fun.
What do you think you need to do to be able to be in that position?
I would say keep building up my brand and begin to explore the opportunities of producing. Because I feel like that's also like when you were asking me what separates like the DJs or whatever. Production is what makes you go from a DJ to an artist. So, but when you're both, that's when you start getting deals. Like, it was like all the DJs that I listed earlier, Dom Dollars, John Summit, and them, they DJ, but they also produce music.
Okay.
So it's like they're producing, they're DJing that music, and they're also performing. You know what I mean? So they're doing all three.
Yeah.
It's like, but DJs like local, like they're just playing other people's music.
Uh-huh.
These guys make songs and then also DJ and play other people's music in it. So it's like that's what makes the show. That's what gives them the value. That's what makes them an artist rather than a DJ. Yeah,
and they also have like their own personality. Like one of the ones I know is I may be pronouncing it wrong, but DJ Aoki or Aoki.
Yeah,
you know him?
Yeah.
But like he's like probably one of the most popular ones in the world.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But he always like his signature thing is
talking about Steve Aoki.
Yeah.
Steve Aoki.
He got like throw the cake.
Exactly. That's his like persona. That's him. Like, you know what I'm saying? But he also like produces. He's a DJ and he produces his music too. So it's like that's probably what I would need to do to have that opportunity to like play on a stage like that.
Yeah.
Cause like I mean like I could have said like Echo Stage or like Soundcheck, but you don't necessarily need to be producing. Cause my boys actually opened for like a pretty big artist at Echo Stage, and that's like one of the biggest clubs in the world. It's in DC. Yeah. So.
And so it's like one of the biggest in the world.
Yeah, it's massive.
Damn.
Yeah. I was just there. I went to go see Dom Dalla a couple of weeks ago during Halloween. It was on Thursday.
Oh shit. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I saw for Halloween you were booked for like a lot, right?
I was Friday, Saturday, and I had the flea market on Sunday. So yeah.
Damn.
On Thursday we went to go see Dom Dalla at DC.
Dom Dalla.
I was literally running on zero sleep the whole weekend.
Yeah, that's a 3-hour drive too, right?
Like no,
No,
I like 2.
Oh, to DC?
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Okay.
Yeah, you're just going on the highway. Straight.
Yeah, towns I've been in is like 2.5, but that's probably good DC traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but let's just say, right? I know this might be kind of also like could relate to the question I asked earlier between like helping kids out and being a teacher and DJing, but in general, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I will probably have my own store. Yeah, that's definitely like the first thing on my list before anything else. What was I saying? I said store by 25. DJing a festival at 28. Probably being a teacher by 30.
Yeah, that's a lot very quick, but I mean I think you could definitely do it.
Oh yeah, dude, like the stuff I've done, like it might not seem a lot, but like in each individual like branch, I feel like I've surpassed. Like I got to be the manager of one of the best stores for a while.
Yeah,
I got to build one of the best flea markets on the East Coast, and I got to DJ and open up for famous DJ that I love to listen to. You know, so I feel like everything that I kind of set my mind to in life, with hard work, due diligence, and enough effort, like I've been able to accomplish it. So those things will get done.
Yeah, especially like one thing I noticed about you, like whatever you do pursue, or each thing you do pursue, you do it to not exactly be the best in comparison, but be the best that you can at.
Oh yeah,
right?
That's one thing I like. It's like for my Instagram page, I want like for my sneaker reselling, I want to make sure that page that looks good.
Yeah.
For DJing, I want to make sure everything looks professional, everything sounds good. With my flea market, I want that stuff to be like it's just professionality.
Yeah,
for sure.
And it speaks a lot about who you are, and it's not something that can be easily done because it's a lot to be able to manage. And
yeah,
it's like, is it like one of those things you almost have to be? This might not be the right word, but paranoid to make sure it keeps on striving.
I wouldn't say paranoid. I would just say like, and not even stress. Like just making sure you're being attentive.
Okay.
You know, just like paying attention to what you're working towards. Because you know, if you don't, like things are just gonna slip through the cracks.
Yeah.
And like when we're talking about like people like I've seen like you know through like my experiences like people like try to start their reselling or DJing or events, and it's just like maybe like not saying that they're trying to copy, but it's like you see when it isn't successful, why? Because it's like you just did it because like
just to do it, right?
Yeah, you just were doing it. You're just like, oh, that guy is doing it. And it's like if he can do it, I can do it. But it's like, no, you can't. It's like I'm not saying you can't, but it's like there's a reason why it wasn't or hasn't been successful. It's because like it isn't something you or any of those things isn't just something that you can just do. Like it takes like sacrifice, it takes time, it takes sweat, it takes tears, it takes all that stuff to make all those things work.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel you on that.
Because I've seen that, man. Like I've seen when I started like doing the reselling stuff again, like a clip of resellers and trying to start up, and then it was like, I'm not saying people are copying, but it's just like people are just like they're just trying to find something that they can like gain, and it's like giving them those ideas. Same thing with DJing, same thing with events. Like nothing specific and nothing direct towards anyone, but it's just like you definitely see that like when you're successful, people are like, oh, if he can do it, like I can do it, and then they just try, and it's just like
once they do try and finally put themselves in a position where they're trying to get into your position, or not exactly your position, but in a higher position, that's when they'll realize, oh shit,
you're like, damn,
he had to do this, he had to do that, how did he do that?
Exactly.
So yeah, no, I definitely feel you on that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's with like anything in life, people don't really know what happens behind the scenes. But is there maybe something that I didn't bring up that you wanted to talk about?
Oh man, I think we definitely touched all the boxes.
Okay, yeah, I try to do like a good job at touching base on everything. I want to make sure.
Did, bro. Get it.
You explained a lot and things maybe you didn't have the chance to do it anywhere else.
Nah. Like I've never like. There's a lot of people that like, oh, how's everything going? Like, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, it's good.
Yeah.
Oh, is this stressful? Like, never give them like an insight.
Yeah.
And I've had my hands, like I said, in a bunch of different little areas now, where it's like I've gotten a good. I'm super young, but I definitely am a very knowledgeable person about a lot, at least the stuff that I'm like in. You know? So I appreciate you allowing the opportunity to come and share my thoughts, because that doesn't happen a lot. So
Yeah, no, for sure, bro. That's what it's all about. And lastly, I ask this to everybody. I'm sure you know about that. If you could give a message to the whole world, what would it be?
a message to the whole world. I would say never give up and just pursue whatever you want, because, hey man, if you die the next day, at least you'll be content with what you were pursuing. You know what I mean? It's like just stuff happens too randomly nowadays. Like, you never want to be gone and just have that even glimpse of a thought like what could have been. But if you do go, at least you have that thought. At least I tried. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the same thing with DJing. Like, oh man, if nothing else comes from this, at least DJing specifically, I can be like, dude, I open for like these guys, and they do EDC, they do all that. The stuff I want to do, they've been done that. So it's like, I opened for them, got to meet them, had a good time, cool.
Worst thing you get out of it is a cool story to tell, right?
Yep, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like I already have a cool story to tell. Yeah. So it's like, if anything cooler comes from it, man, hey man, it's even better. So
yeah. Well, I appreciate you, Love, for coming on.
I appreciate you, bro.
I know, like, I appreciate everybody that takes time out of their day, especially busy people. I think everybody's busy, but to come here and do this, so I really appreciate you.
Nah, for sure. Like I said, I appreciate you allowing this.
Yeah, well,
so.
Thank you guys so much for watching. That's where we're going to end it later. That was good.